So it's mastering time. Guys, Tarnim here, and yeah, we are going to be going through the mastering phase of everything. And so all that work that we did throughout the mixing phase, in which case if you guys haven't seen any of those videos, be sure to check those out. And as always, be sure to like and subscribe to this video and hit that bell so you guys can be notified when I upload another video. But alright guys, to kick off this mastering video, I want to show you guys a tool, a plugin that I always use to monitor how loud the track actually is. Because of course, when you're listening to your own music or a client's music, we might be blasting the speakers for the sake of blasting the speakers and not really zeroing in on how loud the track actually is. Alright, and as you guys can see here in this mastering project, I have all of these plugins on the track bypassed. And what I want to show you guys is what the plugins bypassed, what the number is here, versus when I have them all active, what the number is then. And then I'm going to show you step by step on what exactly it is that I'm doing.
Holding so tight, it's you I need to be. Like we'll sing this all out loud to you. Holding so tight, it's you I need to be. Like we'll sing this all out loud to you.
My goodness, there was definitely a difference. We went from negative, I think it was 22 to -8. And there was no distortion, there was no funky noises, we were in the clear. So now I'm going to go through each of these plugins one by one just to show you guys what exactly it is that I am doing. Okay, so the first plugin that we're going to be looking at is I use a linear phase EQ from Waves. Okay, and this can be done on any kind of EQ. It doesn't have to be from Waves, it can be any of them. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and let me just see if I have a reset button here. Yeah, full reset, okay. All right, so first thing that I wanna make sure that I'm doing, this is going to be your low end, it's just like normal EQ. When you're EQing an instrument, this is how you want your music to sound in the end. So best practice that I would definitely recommend, I don't know if you guys use headphones or if you use monitors, I definitely would recommend to use monitors. Monitors are going to give you a flat frequency playback to you, so you're going to be able to hear exactly what your audio sounds like. Whereas maybe you're using a set of headphones, they could be those special kind that are bass boosting or something like that for your entertainment. And it's going to be very misleading and it's going to just make everything more of a headache. So what I like to do with this is I like to have this so I'm having some rumble with my bass. So I want my music to have kind of a nice low end feel to it. Of course, if I take it all away, I can just put a high pass filter and just erase all the low to begin with. And that's going to sound funky. The sound that it's going to give you is going to be something like this.
I don't know until I thought down, babe.
And that's clearly not what we want. We don't want our bass to just be completely non-existent. All right, so let's raise up our bass a bit. I'm gonna raise it to the max just to show you guys the difference in the sound.
I don't know until I thought down, babe.
And that clearly wasn't it either. We don't want to have too little, we don't want too much. I hate to sound like Goldilocks, but we want our bass to just be right, just right. All right, so we don't want too much, we don't want too little. So okay, so this is what I typically would do in a mastering session for a song. And again, it just really depends on the genre, what you're going for. With this needs just a little bit, I would say. Just so we can have some rumble, but not too much. All right, and this is the sound that we're gonna get with this.
I don't know until I thought down, babe.
And that sounded a whole lot better. Now, going on to the next set of frequencies that we have here. Okay, let's see. This is for the mid-low. Let's see if I raise this all the way up and how that's going to sound. That just sounded weird. All right, so we go on to the next one, which would be, this is the middle. All right, and let's see what it sounds like if let's take it down. Let's see what that's going to be like. Sounded like you were in the next room. All right, so let me go ahead and raise this up, and let's see what that's going to be like. Just weird. So we definitely don't want to move anything with the mid-low. Looking at the middle, what we want to do here, because when we're making these moves, we have to think that this isn't for a specific instrument. This is for our entire mix. This is for everything. So we want to shape it out. And we already got the rumble here and the low end. And then when it comes to the mid, a lot of times we want to give the mids a cut. We want to give a cut. And when I say a cut, I mean like a minor cut, nothing too extreme. All right. So we're going to go, roughly around there. We're going to have this moving over towards the higher end. And yeah, we'd want to have both of these mid frequencies just to be together in this cut where it's not going to cause issues for a final mix, because around this area is where the nasally side for the vocals are going to poke out. So we want to have this frequency range subtracted from our mix. And making these cuts around the 1 to 2K for the frequency, this is what the track sounds like now with these cuts. I don't know until I thought down, everything's sounding all right. And now the next part that we have to deal with is at the higher end of things. So, okay, let's see here. I want to go not too much, but again, not too little. Okay, all right, and with the high mid, all right, and this is how that sounds. I don't know until I thought down, and now onto our highs. So let's go ahead and get us a little boost here. And we just want this to, like I said, it's for the whole mix. So let's hear this. I don't know until I thought down, all right, so far so good. Everything sounded good. Everything sounded right. Now the next plugin that we're going to be looking at here in the mastering chain is a multi-band compressor. All right, and with this, the reason we're using this is to create more of a dynamic energy to our mix. And the main two frequency groups that we're going to be looking at are going to be the high mid and the highs. All right, and now I just want to do a comparison with the multi-band compressor bypassed versus not. I don't know until I thought down, in your arms, I swear that's where I'll be, holding so tight to you I need to be. I will sing this all out loud to you. Subtle difference, but you can just hear how we were definitely getting more dynamics for sure. It was just like when it was bypassed, it was closed off, and then when it was unbypassed, it opened up, and there was more dynamics for sure. All right, so let me go ahead and get open our first limiter here. All right, And what we're basically going to do for the remainder of the video is maximizing our volume. All right. And if you guys remember in that last video I did where I was showing you guys how to properly fade out, the way that we make our tracks louder is just like I showed you guys in the video, but just running through this just to get to the end of the video where I'm going to be showing you guys where your volume should be when everything's finished. And this is what you're going to be putting on your speakers when you're listening to your music or your track or your client's track or what have you. All right, and yeah, we want to start with the ceiling of 0.3 to make sure we're not clipping. And we're going to pull our threshold down. And we want to at least get roughly about a decibel to 2 decibels off of the attenuation, because that's going to show that that's the volume that we're adding on to our track. All right. Okay, so there's that one. And now we're going to go to the G bus compressor. Okay. Let's see here. We want to give a threshold. Attack. We don't want it too fast or too slow. Alright, and here's the UAD plugin, the precision limiter. Okay, and let's go ahead and add some decibels.
Holding so tight, it's you I need. Like we'll sing this all out loud.
Okay, and if we look over at what our LUFS is, here. Alright, and we got -8.
Alright, and that was mastering in a nutshell. Basically, we're just taking the mix and we're enhancing all of the elements of the song that we want to be presented in a flattering way. We're straying away from distortion, from any kind of unpleasant noises that could negatively impact our track. And then after that, we're throwing on limiters to enhance our volume so that our track could be competitive with the big boys you hear on the radio. Alright, so this is the last and final video of this miniseries. I thank you guys for sticking with me. And definitely anticipate or look forward to future videos, different genres, even different plugins. I might do videos talking about specific plugins. And of course, I do play music, so I might even throw up some videos of me acoustically playing some music or songs or things like that. In fact, I think I have a few on my channel already, and some mixed tracks that I had did back when I was a few years ago, I'll say that. But I thank you guys so much again for sticking with me. You guys have a good one, and thank you so much for watching.